Are you an introvert? If so, I imagine, like me, you've had to listen to people your whole life tell you to talk more, be more social, go out with more friends, go and do things. You can't sit inside all day, you're not doing anything, it's very boring. How do you do this day in, day out? And you just start to feel so tired of it, so mind-numbingly frustrated. Like if you could do it, if you could go out and do things, you more than likely would. But you feel uncomfortable. You feel a little bit awkward. And considering between 33% and 50% of us are actually classified as introverts, why do people make it so difficult for us? So what are some of the advantages to being introvert? Because surely there's something. We tend to not really like to talk, do we? We're usually very quiet, and that makes us good at listening. The advantage to that is when someone is telling us their problems, we're less likely to just jump into the conversation, take control of it, and make them feel like we're taking ownership of everything. We're making them feel less than because they have a problem. No, we're taking the time to listen to what's going on with them, help them where we can, give quite a piece of advice here and there. At the end of the day, introverts try to fully understand what they're being told, see where the other person's coming from emotionally, and then try and tackle the problem if that's required. Or sometimes, most of the time, people just want someone to complain to. And that's kind of something that we're good at listening to. We generally just sit there, hear what they want to say, and let them go on their merry way. By being able to do that without making it about ourselves, come on, that's all we really want in life, isn't it? People to listen to us. Do you know you probably have a superpower? You're probably more observant than the average person. And the reason for that is because you're trying to analyse potential, I'm going to use air quotes, threats to your introversion, to you being able to process things inside just in your own brain in your own time. You're constantly looking out for who's coming, who's going, who may want to talk to you, who won't want to talk to you, and feeling like a little bit on edge consistently. So that observing ability, or being observant, is something that a lot of people, definitely extroverts, don't have in such a large capacity that we do. So when someone is telling us anything, we're going to be quiet, we're going to listen to them, but constantly we're thinking. At no point are we sitting there wishing we were somewhere else. Maybe sometimes. We're not sitting there belittling their problem. We're thinking about what's going on with them. We're observing their body behaviours, how they're reacting to what they're telling us, and what they may be feeling. And with that, as we get more in tune with being observant, we end up being able to spot other introverts a lot easier. And generally, we usually prefer to hang out together, because when we've had enough and our social battery has hit the bottom and we gotta leave, generally other introverts are a lot more understanding about that than any extroverts are. They don't understand why we don't want to continue the party, as they say. The biggest positive that I find being introverted is independence. I'm comfortable in my own space, thinking alone, working alone, being alone. I don't feel a need to have other people around the whole time, which means that when I do actually meet up with people, it's more authentic to me anyway, and the connections that I sustain generally mean more. I don't have a large group that I hang around with because we've always done that. I have people I talk to because I care. Being able to take the time to be independent, our self-confidence tends to grow, our decision making grows, and we're able to focus on ourselves in such a way that by taking the time to fully reflect about what we think and what we want, we're able to push ourselves that little bit further towards our goals, instead of settling for something that we're not 100% sure that we actually want. And then tied with the fact that we are so independent, we are so laser focused. When we're doing a task, that is our whole identity. That has everything that we are working on, and no one can take our attention. It's like a blinker. We are focused in on what we are doing. That's all we care about. We've started the task, get the task done. When the task is done, we can move on and worry about whatever is next. I can't really say I know many extroverts who are like that. They kind of react to everything that's going on. If there's a noise, if there's someone talking, they're always trying to see what the next thing is, what the next stimuli is for them, what's going to drive them to their next attention, get them to their next step. Whereas introverts, we kind of just want to sit there and do our work, move on, get it done. And this, coupled with taking the time to focus on ourselves, are both skills that'll allow you to get further than you probably anticipate that you could. None of this is to say that being extroverted is bad or introvert is good, or vice versa, but just that people spend so long telling introverts to be more extroverted. I can't really think of an occasion where people tell extroverts to be more introverted. It's difficult if you're quiet and being loud doesn't come naturally to you, that when you see loud people, they're never told to quiet down. They're usually revered. They're usually revered in society. And the thing with that is the extrovert ideal, as they call it, is different everywhere. Like what one country view as a great concept of an extrovert is very different to another. So it is entirely possible that you're maybe just in the wrong culture, or maybe you're born in the wrong place. But by taking the time to truly know yourself, understand your thought processes, where you get your ideas from, how you come to your conclusions, and not being afraid to speak up a little bit when it comes to people giving out to you for not being more loud or more outgoing. If you're happy with who you are, you don't have to listen to them. Over time, they'll come to realise the benefit that you have and the skills you're able to demonstrate. You just have to give it time.